We thank you so much for tuning in to the PIX11 Morning News. I'm Vanessa Freeman.
And I'm Craig Treadway. Yeah, the Knicks down, but they ain't out.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, we're going to begin this morning with a look at our weather and our traffic. Alexa Farrell checking on those wet roads for you this morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden watching all this rain for us.
Yes, wet indeed. And as a result, we got quite a bit to talk about. Let's first start off with that coastal flood advisory. Some minor inundation is quite possible. As you can see, winds out of the northeast at this point, so it's allowing for that water to be pulled in on shore, more so as I say North Shore, even Connecticut, not so much, but the minor coastal flooding is there as well. And this is from 6 p.m. through 10 p.m. this evening. There's also a statement as well that's issued for the 5 boroughs as well as northeastern New Jersey, particularly during times of high tides this afternoon and evening. About a half-foot inundation above normal is quite possible with that onshore flow. And then we have a rip current risk. I haven't seen that in a while, right? So certainly beaches are closed, but just something to be mindful of, because as temperatures continue to warm, you got more people heading out on to the Atlantic waters, and we don't want that. So definitely be careful, especially boaters out there. Taking a look now, live radar showing that things are firing up, and it looks like some pretty heavy rain moving across parts of the Hudson Valley, and even some specks of yellow that's indicative of just that if you're in, let's say, Nassau County, Long Island, along 287 if you're in New Jersey, something that we're going to continue to monitor for you. Let's right click for me, Joe, and see Newark, just south of Newark, how we're doing as far as rainfall rates. As far as that's concerned, we're at 0.75 inches per hour if it does remain sustained, and of course things will like.
Okay.
And apparently the whole thing is true to his Playboy status, because he was looking at somebody he said he shouldn't have been.
Oh. Was he dating Whitney Merman? 88? I think he was.
Boy,
Wandering eyes.
Don't people understand that when you spill the tea, it leaves stains? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, Craig. Oh, Craig, that is quotable.
I stole that. I so stole that. It is too early for me to be profound. You know that.
But he did pull off that haircut. Now,
oh, man.
Let me try and pull off this forecast now. We have some heavy downpours coming through parts of the tri-state. As you can see, things are firing up, and that's why we have that weather alert. Minor coastal flooding is expected. There could also be some flash flooding if you are traveling out and about right now. Just keep in mind, usually when it rains like this, the left and the right lanes tend to pull quickly. Stick to those center lanes, and of course those on and off ramps, so just be careful. Of course, we have traffic with Alexa coming up, but I wanted to point that out to you because I know it happens quite often. Now, Dutchess, Putnam, down in toward Westchester County gets a little intense. Rockland County, the same deal. We got some specks there in Nassau County and western Suffolk as well. We're going to see what's happening here. Wheatley Heights, for instance. Let's right click to see about those rates. Those rates are picking up to near an inch per hour, but in this case, we're just at about a little over a quarter of an inch per hour if it does remain sustained. Of course, eastern end of Long Island will see higher totals, as it looks like right now, where we're seeing those indicative of those brighter shaded areas. Shirley, we're looking at some heavy downpours, 50 degrees right now, 50 Islip, 50 New York City. We are expecting to get those temperatures consistently in the 40s and 50s, a stark contrast from where we should be. It'll be a wet, dicey morning commute. Things may let up a little bit, but more downpours are expected. Then things will lighten up by this evening. And you know what? We do stand a chance of meeting some record numbers. I'm talking about some of the lowest highs reported. Right now, you can anticipate temperatures creeping up again. And of course, some scattered showers for your Friday as well. Moderate to heavy rain at times, gusty winds, minor flooding, travel delays, all are on the table. Rain futurecast close to about an inch. Some areas even higher locally, over 2 inches is quite possible with all that moisture. 20s, 30s, even 40 miles per hour expected. Those winds are gusty. Hasn't met the threshold just yet, but we'll let you know if it changes as far as the wind advisory is concerned. Now, here's a look at your forecasted highs versus your record highs, and check out how low these temperatures go. So we have a good chance. Central Park 52, that's our forecasted high. The record 54, 1894, LaGuardia 53, as well as Newark. So we do come close, or we may actually break some records as far as the high category. So we'll have all the latest concerning that. And a look ahead, again, showers continue throughout the day. Sometimes it'll lighten up. Sometimes it'll be more moderate. Either way, it's going to be a dicey commute throughout the day. Evening, it does wind down, and then we do have a good chance for some scattered showers tomorrow. And even on Saturday, some isolated showers are possible. Gets better on Sunday. Monday looks good despite what you see here. It looks like the system will stay to our south. We'll let you know if it changes. But Tuesday into early Wednesday looks like the best chance for and picture perfect for Memorial Day. We'll send it over to Alexa.
All right, Stacy-Ann, thank you so much. Glad that Memorial Day is going to bring out the sun.
On this Thursday. It's a dreary one out there, but we're going to get you going. Thank you so much for tuning in to the PIX11 Morning News. I'm Vanessa Freeman.
And I'm Craig Treadway. Let's get the morning started with a look at your weather and your traffic. Alexa Farrell has more on the roads and the rails for you.
Yeah, wet roads.
Yeah, taking it slow is imperative today, Stacy-Ann.
Oh, yes. Slow is the best way to go. And, of course, there could be some ponding to have to contend with as well. Areas where there's poor drainage, low-lying areas, you may notice a little bit of puddling going on. 52, that's our projected high. You can look behind me here, and the camera is shaking a little bit. And also, you have some fog-like conditions to have to contend with. 5:32, that's your sunrise time, but it doesn't look like we'll get much in the way of sunshine today. Now we have our highs on our lows. We'll pay close attention to some of those record highest or lowest high, I should say. But here is a little timeline to get you through the day. Rain pretty moderate to heavy at times during your morning commute. Steady rain continuing during the afternoon. There may be some areas where there's a little lull, maybe a light mist or drizzle, and it should taper off this evening. Stay scattered through tomorrow. And right now temperatures are in the upper 40s, low 50s. If you're in the Bronx, 48, Riverdale 49. By this afternoon, mainly in the upper 40s, low 50s. Winds out of the northeast picking up into the teens. Higher gusts are expected throughout the day. And of course, the Yankees are going to be playing. We'll see if they'll get that game in there because we anticipate pretty rough conditions. But, you know, the good news is that it'll start to taper off.
Hey, good morning on this Thursday, May 22nd. The time right now is 5:30. I'm Craig Treadway.
Good morning. I'm Vanessa Freeman, and these are the big stories we're over.
Plus, another day of testimony on tap in the sex trafficking.
Airs returning to Bryant Park this summer. We've got the scoop on all the fun in
Fun.
You could bump somebody out of those chairs, man.
I know.
They could get hurt.
I know. I'm hoping that today, Stacy-Ann, is the worst of it. We know it's a slip go on the roads and rails.
It was a little rough coming in this morning. It was. You said you slid a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of times. And going slow. I mean, still slipping.
Yeah. That came out accidentally.
Word. Word to Big Bird, Stacy-Ann.
Stacy-Ann's off camera. Personality came through.
Get back to my professional voice. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, it was like really slick. Going out and forget it. Like, allow plenty of extra travel time. It's an understatement.
Word to your weather, mama.
Yeah, word to your mother, right?
Word to your mama.
All right, with that said, yes, you mentioned the worst, Vanessa. The worst is the morning commute, it looks like, and even into the early afternoon, it does get a little bit intense. We're picking up some intensity, speaking of which, across Westchester County, Nassau, Suffolk as well. A little bit lighter, but there is a little bit of a dry slot now coming through. This is particularly, looks like Warren, parts of Hunterdon County, a little bit lighter. You may notice a little mist, but don't get too comfortable with that because don't forget we have that coastal low that's going to reinforce that moisture. Dip in the jet stream. That's allowing for that much cooler air to take shape, but it does get milder as we head into the holiday weekend. Temperatures in the upper 40s, low 50s right now, and we'll stay kind of in the low 50s. Generally speaking, winds are picking up into the teens, even 20 miles per hour, gusting to 30 miles per hour as we see.
Really, if you're looking for alien life, the ocean is the place. Right.
That's what they say. They say you're looking up for aliens, you should look down in the ocean because we've only uncovered, what, 9–10% of the ocean and the species down there and marine life.
And some of them are delicious.
Oh, Craig.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, because thank you for contextualizing it. I thought you were going to refer to the fact that we don't have as many nutrients being pumped into the ocean because of the slowing down of the conveyor belt. But, yeah, good to know.
We didn't get that deep.
Yes.
Sorry.
Well, speaking of deep, Those deep waters. Coastal flooding may be an issue, so water may be a little deep today, but not by much. This is just minor stuff, but still, it's enough to cause a problem. Eastern Long Island bearing the brunt of the heavier or steadier rain. There are some pockets where it's dry. Sussex, parts of Orange County. Sometimes I have to look this way to kind of get a view of it. About eastern end of Long Island, we're seeing some hefty downpours across the area. So if you're traveling along on the LIE and Islandia, Secticos Parkway, South Huntington along the northern, you'll probably encounter some puddles. Let's take a look at some of those radar indicated totals to give you an idea of what we're working with right now. Particularly, we're seeing some of the higher totals right now. Valley Cottage, 1.2 inches. Montvale, just short or shy of 1.5 inches, just below an inch. That's in Irvington, White Plains area. More like Irvington, White Plains maybe a little bit less, closer to possibly a 1/2 inch. So anticipate rain still steady right through the morning commute. We may get a little bit of a reprieve later on this morning, early afternoon, but just plan for that morning commute to be quite dicey throughout. There will be pockets where you'll notice things will let up a little bit right at around the noon hour. Take a look. If you're in Somerset County, Middlesex, Monmouth, Ocean, a little bit of a reprieve for the time being. That lull doesn't last too long. Eastern Long Island, we do a switcheroo right around the 5:30 half hour. A little bit of a break, but look at how it's filling in. Remember, we have that wraparound moisture from that coastal low that's going to reinforce that rain. We get some breaks.
For the full picture here, so word searches could actually be the reasons for others, such as like the definition of that word. They could be searching it for that reason or for part of speech or looking for that word's origin.
Congrats.
Congrats. Necessary, I'm not going to lie. It takes me out at least once a year.
You have to think about it sometimes, yeah.
Right.
I thought belief, but you have believe on there.
Believe.
And I thought for sure borough would be on the list.
Which one?
Borough.
Borrow, yeah.
Yeah, because some people think it's B-O-R-O, but it's, you know, O-U-H-G or O-U-G-H, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, like the boroughs of New York City?
Yes.
Got you. I hear you.
We're still trying to figure out Kosciuszko and Kosciuszko and all that stuff.
Oh, the Kosciuszko Bridge.
Yeah.
All right, well, traveling over that Kosciuszko Bridge will be tough because we have the weather alert. Rain is coming down. We have some dry slots in spots, but it's going to fill in. So it's even kind of difficult at times to tell whether or not things will let up as far as the timeline is concerned. Why, you may ask? Well, because of where that area of low pressure is centered just offshore, because it's throwing back a whole lot of moisture. It's right around here. And although we see a little bit of a lull, this thing is kind of swirling about and filling in those dry spots. So just plan on it being through the morning commute. There may be areas where it picks up a little bit, and then there may be areas where it's kind of like a lull. So just factor that in and just allow plenty of extra travel time. Either way, the roads are wet. It's going to be a wet one. We're also tracking the potential for thunderstorms. No severe weather per se, but still we could have some rumbles of thunder, some lightning to have to deal with. And when thunder roars, of course, go indoors. Let's time things out for you. And as you can see, things kind of letting up just a little bit around the 12 o'clock hour. Parts of northeastern New Jersey, from Passaic, Sussex, down to Morris, Monmouth, even parts of Ocean County, and then not too far behind, we have another batch coming through, even for the evening commute. So although we get a little bit of a break in spots, we have another round coming through later on this evening. Plan accordingly, and then it starts to wind down. Remember, the Yankees are playing later on this afternoon. We'll see if things let up just in time to just squeeze in that game. It just may. We'll see. And then we have scattered showers for your Friday, even some breaks in the clouds, and the same deal for Saturday. Just some isolated spotty showers possible. Not a washout, though. Upper 40s, low 50s. We have 50s for this afternoon. You certainly need the jacket. I mean, those wind chills at times actually in the 40s. And speaking of the 40s, overnight temperatures down into the 40s, some of the chilliest air we've gotten in quite a couple months or so. And then we see things dry out a bit, high pressure returning. You need the rain gear today, maybe even have it handy tomorrow, that umbrella, and then isolated spotty showers possible on Saturday. But the next chance for any real rain thereafter will be next Tuesday. Memorial Day looks fantastic. Plenty of sunshine. And here's a look at to the 70s, kind of where we should be early next week. We'll send it over to Alexa now. All right.
Right now at 4, dozens of Station Department fighting to improve. And tonight it's do or die. And this morning, as we always do, with a look at your weather and your traffic. We've got Alexa Farrell standing by to check on the roads and the rails for you in just a moment. Good morning to you. But first, let's head over to meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden with a wet start to the day.
Yeah, boy, is it wet. You'll notice the roads are a little damp as you make your way out. Sidewalks, be careful. Of course, we have some rain still moving across eastern Long Island, and it looks like things have cleared up quite a bit. May notice a little misting happening across the 5 boroughs, but other than that, we are winding down, which is certainly good news. You won't necessarily need the umbrella today, although we can't rule out a spot shower later on. But the question is, will things clear out in time for the Manhattan Henge? We'll have a closer look at that. But wanted to point your attention to some of those rainfall totals we've gotten so far. LaGuardia about a ½ inch, the same Belrose, Broadway Junction just shy of that. And the city, Lower Manhattan in particular, we're like at about ½ inch as well. We'll continue to have a lowdown of what you can expect, but here are temperatures. We'll send it over to Alexa Farrell with your traffic.
Good morning, 402 here, and we're taking a live look at the Cross Bronx Expressway at this hour. You can see the roads are definitely wet out there, so give yourself extra travel time today, but things are moving along nicely at this hour. If we do move along to our subways now, public transportation a good option for you with that wet weather today, but we do have delays on your 4, 6, AE, F, and shuttle trains right now. A few different issues going on causing those delays. We also have that overnight track work on your 2, 3, 4A, ED. Taking a live look at the Cross Bronx Expressway at this hour. You can see the roads are definitely wet out there, so give yourself extra travel time today, but things are moving along nicely at this hour. If we do move along to our subways now, public transportation a good option for you with that wet weather today, but we do have delays on your 4, 6, AE, F, and shuttle trains right now. A few different issues going on causing those delays. We also have that overnight track work on your 2, 3, 4A, ED.
On Starbucks' website.
How much?
I don't know. They didn't say.
Well, let me Google that.
I'll do it for free.
All right, we'll just look it up.
You do it for free? You work for free?
Well, no.
Name me the price.
Drink a lot of coffee.
Not all the amount of coffee in the world is not going.
If you pay for my travel and stay, I'll go drink coffee across the world.
I mean, they got amenities, hotel. Okay.
Yeah. I get a little massage every once in a while.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Hey, but hey, how about that weather?
Okay, how about that? It makes you want to just do a getaway, escape from this fog and mist that we have across the city. A few leftover showers, eastern Long Island, a little stubborn, but eventually give it another